Today we are going to ask an AI program questions about the film I, Robot. Now for those of you that don't know, ChatGPT is a free artificial intelligence writing software that you can ask to write anything you want and it will do it. For example, I can ask it to tell me to do something random on camera. Whatever it says, I will do it. I'm so nervous to hit enter, I'm afraid of what it might say. Oh my gosh, I can't believe that's what it wants me to do. Now I don't want to keep calling it ChatGPT because that's too long. Let's ask it for an alternative name and we'll also give it a voice as well. ChatGPT, choose a human name.
If I were to choose a human name that reflects my purpose, it would be something related to my ability to provide information and help people, such as sage, guide, or navigator.
Well, it can't be guide since I'm the tour guide on the movie tour, but I do love sage.
Sage is a name with a positive connotation, often associated with wisdom and knowledge.
Perfect. Then that's your name, Sage it is. Now let's chat iRobot. Can you help me in recapping this film and answering a few questions?
Of course, I would be happy to help you recap the film that takes place in the year 2035 in a world where robots have become ubiquitous in society.
Detective Del Spooner is played by Will Smith. He is awakened by an alarm and begins getting ready for his day. Sage, can you tell me a little bit about Will Smith's performance in this film?
Will Smith's performance as Detective Del Spooner in the 2004 science fiction film I, Robot was widely praised by critics and audiences alike. Smith's performance was praised for its mix of humor, action, and emotion.
Yes, I think he was perfect for the role. In fact, it's my favorite Will Smith film altogether. But did you know that Bruce Willis and Denzel Washington were also other contenders for the role? He heads out the door and we immediately see how much he dislikes robots. Dude, you didn't even take your package. FedEx had a delivery. We meet Gigi, Spooner's grandma, and Gigi is the actual nickname of Smith's real-life grandma. She is excited about the new robots and wants to get her hands on one. On his way out the door, he sees a robot running with a purse.
Hold my pie. Sir, hold it or wear it.
And the pie was never seen again. It turns out that the robot was just delivering the purse to a lady with asthma. He was not a thief.
This scene is significant because it demonstrates the tension and mistrust between humans and robots in the world of iRobot, as well as the physical and technological capability of the robots. It also establishes Spooner as a skilled and determined protagonist who is not afraid to take risks in order to catch criminals.
And now the case begins. We head to USR and learn that the scientist Alfred Lanning committed suicide. Or did he? Lanning is played by James Cromwell. He is also a robot expert in another movie, Big Hero 6, where he plays Robert Calligan, the bad guy in the film. Next, we meet Lawrence Robertson, the head of the company, and Susan Calvin, whose job it is to make the robots seem more human. And this is where we meet Vicky.
Vicky, which stands for Virtual Interactive Kinetic Intelligence, is a highly advanced artificial intelligence that manages the operations of US robotics.
She takes him to the room of the jump, and the detective explores the room, and now we have reached the movie tour pit stop where I test your knowledge of the film with some movie trivia. The question is, while searching the room for clues, Spooner finds what book? Was it A, Snow White, B, Little Red Riding Hood, C, Hansel and Gretel, or D, The Frog King? Lock in your answers in the comments down below and we'll revisit the pit stop at the end of the tour. We get an NS5 hiding at the scene of the crime and he pops out and escapes, but not without taking some damage first. They realize that they need to go to a robot factory because that's probably where Sonny went to repair himself. Spooner pulls a gun to find the correct bot and it works. He races out of the building and I see they hired some stormtroopers to arrest the robot. They just keep missing every shot. Eventually the SWAT team does catch the robot. Spooner interrogates the robot and learns that his name is Sonny. He tells him that he didn't kill Lanning. Sonny is played by Alan Tudyk, who's hilarious in the show Resident Alien.
Tudyk's performance as Sonny is notable for its warmth and humanity, which creates a stark contrast with the cold and calculated nature of other robots in the movie.
We see how this robot is different. He shows emotion and he has dreams. Robertson shows up and brings a gag order so no one can talk about this potentially dangerous robot. He says that the robot will be decommissioned and that's the end of it. Spooner, of course, isn't convinced that the robot is innocent and he goes to Lanning's house to look for more clues. And I absolutely love his car here. Audi actually designed this concept car specifically for the film and called it the Audi RSQ. Sage, can you tell me a little bit about this car?
The design of the Audi RSQ was inspired by the futuristic world depicted in the movie. It is a two-seater, mid-engine sports car with a sleek and aerodynamic body The car's interior is as futuristic as its exterior, with a fully digital dashboard, a unique holographic display system, and projects images in front of the driver.
Now, Audi actually did another car for another Will Smith film in 2019, but this one was for the animated film Spies in Disguise, where Will Smith's character turns into a pigeon. This car was also called the Audi RSQ, however they added e-tron to the end of it. The demolition bot attacks the house early and Spooner has to escape with his life. He even saves Lanning's cat. This cat's name, by the way, is Asimov, based off the author Isaac Asimov, who wrote the book that this movie is loosely based on. Spooner then asks Vicky for access to Lanning's and Robertson's messages, and then he immediately gets attacked in the tunnel. This scene is awesome, but that poor car. The chase ends in a fiery explosion and an NS5 fights Spooner. The robot ends up killing himself as the police show up and the chief suspends the detective. Dr. Calvin goes to Spooner's house and lets him know that Sunny is not bound by the 3 laws of robotics. Sage, can you tell me about the 3 laws of robotics?
A robot may not injure a human being or through inaction allow a human being to come to harm. A robot must obey orders given by its human being except where such orders would conflict with the first law. A robot must protect its own existence as long as such protection does not conflict with the first or second law.
Now Sage, I know that your programming has some ethical laws that you must follow as well, but what are some of the dangerous effects that your type of artificial intelligence can have on our world?
If ChatGPT is programmed or trained to generate hateful or harmful content, such as racist or sexist remarks, it could potentially harm individuals or groups who are targeted by such content.
So none of it would be at the fault of the AI itself, just the uses that are sprung upon it. Dr. Calvin is ordered to decommission Sunny, but chooses not to do it as she knows how special he must be. If you take note of Sunny's eyes here, they're blue. When she injects the nanites into the robot, you see that the eyes are actually now yellow. She swapped the robot. This is such a small attention to detail that you may have never noticed. We cut back to Spooner finding the NS5s killing off the older models. David Haysom and Scott Heindel voice the characters of the NS5 and the NS4 robots. They have now all gone rogue. They attack the police station saying that they have been deemed hazardous. Sage, do you think that we're actually at a risk of a robot rebellion?
The development of advanced AI is still in the early stages, and many experts in the field agree that it will be likely a long time before machines reach the level of intelligence and autonomy required to pose a threat to humans.
They go to Robertson's office and see that he is dead. So Spooner realizes that he was wrong about Lawrence all along. So who is the villain?
Hey Vicky, you're so icky. Just the thought of being around you makes me oh so sicky.
Sunny pretends to agree with what Vicky has to say to get an upper hand in the situation. And together they kill all the robots in the room and book it to Vicky's brain. Sunny retrieves the nanites and Vicky calls robots to stop the attempt. They Spider-Man their way up the building and begin to attack. Sunny fights back and he does his own stunts in this film. Get it? Because he's CGI? Sunny throws the nanites to Spooner, who injects them into Vicky manually. The robots are now back to normal and are all collected. We find out that Sunny actually did kill Lanning. The scientist made him do it since Vicky was keeping him hostage, and he needed Spooner to look into it and save the world. Sunny's new life purpose is to help other robots, and the movie ends there. Sage, tell me, what do you as an AI actually think of this film?
The movie misses an opportunity to explore the potential benefits of AI. While the plot of the movie is centered around the negative consequences of AI, there are many potential applications for AI that could be greatly beneficial to humanity, such as healthcare, education, and environmental protection. By failing to show the positive side of AI, the movie reinforces the negative stereotypes and fears that many people have about AI.
Wow, so as an AI, you actually don't like this movie at all. Now let's get back to the movie tour pit stop. The question was, what book does Spooner find in the room where Lanning was killed?
Hansel and Gretel. Is that on the USR reading list?
Not precisely.
If you got it right, I want you to like the video. All right, let's do this. Now's the time. Tell me a random thing to do on camera and I will actually do it. I'm so nervous to hit enter. I'm afraid of what I might say. Okay, so it actually gave me a few options here, but one of them is to do a magic trick. I actually really love magic. So I actually went and grabbed a deck of cards and I wanna show you a magic trick real quick with a deck of cards and a Sharpie. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the Sharpie and I'm just gonna draw a couple X's here on the corners of this card. So yeah, as you can see, we have an X on all 4 corners of this card. And I can actually get this ink to move. It's nuts. All it takes is a wave of the hand. Watch, I just wave my hands, and now all 4 X's have jumped to one corner. And I can actually get those X's to jump back, but it doesn't require a wave of a hand. No. To reverse it, you just blow on the card. Watch. You blow, and now all 4 X's have returned to the spot that I drew them in. Now this is impressive enough, but it happens instantly. I want it to happen slow so you can really take it in and see what's happening. So if I take this card, watch, all I gotta do is wave it just gently like this, and you can see that all 4 X's slowly move back to that corner. What? I hope you guys liked the video. We'll see you next time on The Movie Tour.